again, YouTube. Hope you guys are having a great day, great Monday, wherever you're at, whenever you're at. I'm somewhere deep in the heart of Texas, not about an hour or so away from Dallas. I'm headed north. I'm going to be cutting through that lovely area in the next little bit here, but I figured it'd be a good opportunity, for me at least, take a bit of a break and dodge the evening rush hour traffic that I know is going to be waiting for me in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And coming from Chicago as my home base region, I'm assuming the traffic around Dallas-Fort Worth during evening rush is just as bad, or because everything is bigger in Texas, probably worse. And if you are someone who lives in Texas, I'm sure you can either agree or disagree with that. The spaghetti bowls, I'm sure, are going to be full of noodles. If you'll excuse the horrible, horrible joke I just made. If you know what the spaghetti bowls are in the first place. But this has been on my mind the last couple of days, especially after I made that video yesterday about what to do during downtime, planned or unplanned. In the case of this weekend, unplanned downtime. And one thing that's been standing out to me, at least it's in my head a lot the last couple of days, and in general over the last year, as I was planning to become an owner-operator, and when I became an owner-operator by buying this truck, and then also some of the lessons that I've learned along the way. And just having watched some other truck drivers and trucking YouTube channels to get some input, sort of not input, but to get some information, learn some lessons the easy way before I had to learn them the hard way. One thing, honestly, that I don't remember being talked about a great deal in terms of the specifics. Now, this has been touched on generally or vaguely, but in terms of specifics, one particularly important lesson to learn in my experience, and that I want to encourage any truck driver who is wanting to become an owner-operator, or people who might be considering the career change to trucking to get on track to become an owner-operator. In my opinion, one of the most important lessons to learn, as I mess with my console here, one of the most important lessons that every driver needs to learn is how to control their money. You notice I did not say manage money, manage your money, manage their money, whatever your term, whatever you want to use there, but control your money. Control, not manage, control. Now, what do I mean by control versus manage? Managing money means you have an understanding. Okay, the way I look at it, managing your money means you understand what is coming in on a given week-to-week basis or month-to-month basis, depending on what your situation is, and then assigning it tasks. This much is for this bill, this much is for that expense, this much is for savings, this much is for mechanical repairs, other expenses, this much is for cost of living, food, rent, mortgage, whatever, insurance, medical, whatever, managing the money. What comes in being more or less generally a fixed notion if you're on a salary basis, if you're not a truck driver, or if you are in a trucking situation where you are mostly working very consistent miles or hours every week, so your money is pretty static. Then it becomes an issue of managing, but controlling your money, the way I look at it, is exactly that. Controlling to the best of your ability what comes in, meaning if you're an owner-operator, you are choosing the runs that give you the best value per mile, not so much in terms of the total miles for the run, but the best value for the miles you're running. Meaning, if you're running a 2,000 mile load, say you're going to go from Central Ohio and you're going to head to Carson City, Nevada, whatever, 2,000 miles, spitballing here. if you're doing that run for $4,000 as an owner operator, number one, either you're desperate or you have no idea what you're doing. Or it's just you've agreed to do it, you didn't know what you were doing, and you made a mistake, you booked the wrong load, you didn't haggle for a better value, whatever the case may be. In that situation, you should not be looking to run that load for, well, depending on market values, of course, less than $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. You should be looking for $3 plus average per mile minimum in order to ensure that your financial needs are met in terms of your expenses. As you know, fuel cost is a major thing, truck insurance, trailer rental fees if you got to pay those, maintenance, tolls, food, and whatever you need to send home to support your family. If you are someone who is the breadwinner, you're on the road to make money for your family, you have to control what's coming in, which means you've got to be looking for a better value for your work, a better value for your mile. But that also means the biggest part about control, in my opinion, is when that money comes in, you get that weekly settlement, and you, out of all the deductions, your fuel costs, your insurance, your necessary expenses, rental fees, brokerage fees, whatever you've got to pay out, whatever you have left over, now that is what you have to control. That blob of cash that just was deposited into your bank account, that's what you need to control. Not manage, but control. Because out of that blob, immediately, some portion of that, represented by this fist here, needs to be taken out of the blob and put away into a business savings account of some sort, where you don't touch that unless you need it, because it's going to come in handy for your quarterly tax filings, as well as for unforeseen expenses like major truck repairs, things of that nature, sudden life events. You just got to have a pocket of money ready to go to take care of whatever you got to take care of. And also, if you suddenly have a huge tax bill, instead of like scraping and praying to God, you can, make your payment. The cash is already there. The money is set aside. You have money ready that no one else can touch, influence, control, take from you, or otherwise assign a purpose to. You need to control your money. Every penny that comes to you as the driver, the owner-operator, you have to control it. You've got to put some away for savings and your tax filing payments, and whatever else you need to save and put money away for, whether you're trying to save it for a new truck or a new used truck or start a fleet, whatever it is, you have to control the money that you're making in order to make sure that the money you need for those goals gets put aside. If you have a wife or a girlfriend or a family, you cannot let them control your money. I'm going to say that again. You cannot let anyone else control your money. You're the one making the money, they aren't. You must control it. That doesn't mean you don't support who you have to support. That doesn't mean you leave them hanging, make them go get jobs or whatever, make them add stress to their lives or your life when they complain to you about it. But you need to make sure that the money you're taking in is meeting your business needs first. Because this truck that I'm sitting in, that a lot of you guys own the exact same model, Kenworth T680, these trucks, they do not operate inexpensively. They do not operate on the cheap. They are extremely expensive in terms of monthly payment, weekly fuel cost, mechanical repairs, incremental and interval service maintenance issues, tires, airlines, brakes, filters, you name it. They are expensive. You must be able to keep your truck rolling if you want the money to continue to come in, which means you have to control what comes in and ensure the business gets taken care of first, because the business is what's going to make it possible for you to support whoever else you need to support, wife, girlfriend, kids, family, whatever, you name it. If your business is not having its financial needs met first and you're not saving money, you are going to be less able to support whoever you either want to support, meaning you want to have a girlfriend, wife, children, whatever, or you already have people to support, wife, girlfriend, children, parents, relatives who are depending on you for whatever reason you've agreed to support for, personal reasons, whatever the case may be. You have to control the money. You can't let anyone else have any influence over your business account, or accounts more accurately, in any capacity. I don't care if you have a trustworthy wife, trustworthy girlfriend. The money has to pass through your hands first, and you have to decide where it goes. Meaning, if you have a wife and children who are dependent on you, you need to look at, okay, you made X amount of money in the blob, you've taken the chunk out to put away in savings. Now this is the blob you have left. Out of this blob, you have to keep so much in your business account for your weekly expenses, meaning fuel costs, if that's how you pay your fuel, mechanical issues, repair issues, road calls if you need them, sudden emergencies on the road, whatever it is. You have to make sure that there's money ready to go right away so that the business can keep going with only minimal disruption or interruption in any capacity. Otherwise, because once this thing stops, like I'm sitting still right now, I'm not making money right now. Yeah, I'm on a load, I've got freight in the trailer, but I'm sitting idle. I'm not making money right now, but that's okay because I've got a plan for that because I want to dodge traffic. But still, you see what I'm saying. Miles mean money. Sitting still in a shop means you're losing money, but you've got to be able to afford to sit in the shop, so you've got to be able to make the money in the first place. But in order to afford the shop, you've got to control the money to make sure the money is there to pay the shop when all is said and done. I was talking to a driver, company fellow, a couple of months ago now. He was actually on his way out from the company that I'm currently leased on with, and he was telling me how, as a company guy, my understanding of what he was telling me is that the money he made every week, it was going into his joint account, meaning his wife had access to it, and all she was doing was spending it. She was spending the money he was making to the point where when he would come home, the money was gone. Yeah, some of it went to living expenses, food, things of that nature, but other than that, the money was going away. She was spending the money he was making. He did not have any control over it. He couldn't even manage it, and she was making poor financial decisions. That's a problem. You've got to control the money, and if you're an owner-operator especially, the money that comes in needs to come through your business account first, and then a portion needs to go to your business savings account immediately. After that, you need to make sure you have money in your business account to cover your road expenses, food, fuel, etc. And then, out of the remainder, what you have left that you consider discretionary money, now you need to look at your budget for your family, your personal needs, your cost of living, your car payments, whatever. That is the money you can then release control of, so that if you have a girlfriend, wife, family, whatever the case may be, that's the money you are giving to her, essentially, or him if you're a female driver, or whatever your situation may be. That's the money that you're okay with surrendering control of, because once that money leaves your business hands and you move it into a joint bank account, you're essentially saying, I'm okay with this money being spent by someone other than me for needs that I will not be participating in because I'm on the road making money. You are surrendering that money with the expectation it will be spent wisely on rent, mortgage, food, clothes, whatever the case may be, and that it won't be spent frivolously, ideally. But let's be honest here, we're all human. We all buy stupid crap because, we're human. It's just what we do. We're human. But if you want to become an owner-operator, controlling your money to become an owner-operator is even more crucial. Or actually, I'm sorry, it's just as crucial. Because when I bought this truck, I didn't need much more than $15,000 cash for the down payment and, the after purchase mechanical things I wanted to have checked out. I bought this truck on under $15,000 cash, ready to rock and roll. Okay, you can't do that right now if you want a decent truck. I mean, this truck when I bought it had not even 370,000 miles on it, and it cost $66,500 on the lot that I bought it from. Right now, in September 2021, you cannot find a good fleet spec truck under 500,000 miles, depending on make and model, under 500,000 miles for less than $75,000, $80,000, $90,000, which is utterly insane. But that's the result of the chip shortage and pandemic-related issues as well. So those are factors that are, making it more difficult for new owner-operators to get started, because the mega carriers have no choice but to hold on to their trucks a little bit longer, which is trickling down through the market and creating scarcity issues, because the megas are not getting new trucks to replace their oldest trucks, so they can't put those for sale on their lots or batch them out to dealerships or whoever to keep the cycle going, where the oldest trucks on the road that don't really have any intrinsic value can be then taken off the road and recycled, scrapped, whatever, and newer trucks will take their place that run cleaner, more efficiently, more power, whatever. That's not happening how it used to. Right now, September 2021, if you want to become an owner-operator right now, you have to have minimum $25,000. Minimum. $20,000 of which is going to be probably about your down payment if you want to get a truck that's under 400,000 miles and is a reputable, make and model that came from a decent fleet that has good mechanical history and, of course, low mileage as well. You can still find some decent trucks, probably that, are around 500,000 miles, that haven't been beaten up, maybe, that don't have a bunch of gremlins waiting to come snap your face off at some point, maybe. But any truck you buy, there's always a risk associated with any semi-truck you want to purchase, whether it's brand new off the showroom floor or you bought it used with almost 1 million miles on it, whatever the case may be. There's going to be an issue somewhere, and you're going to need to be willing and ready to deal with it. Otherwise, there's no point in doing it and becoming an owner-operator. Just stay company, and then it becomes a company problem. They have to take care of you anyway. So, trade-offs. But anyway, that's where the market is right now, and that's why controlling your money is crucial. As an owner-operator, you've got to have a business mind first and a personal needs mind second. Obviously, for some folks, that's going to create issues with family, especially, if your wife or girlfriend is used to having more access to your money, but you're trying to grow your business or you're trying to start your business. You're going to have to basically tell her, tell him, tell whoever, look, this is what has to happen if we want to look at six-figure income every year, cash in the bank. Because that's what owner-operators who are doing it decently, doing it well, doing it right, are making. I'm looking at a very healthy six-figure gross over the course of the entirety of 2021 as an owner-operator, which is fantastic. But what I have to do, calling the kettle black here, I have to still maintain control over my money. I have to spend my money correctly and wisely and make sure I'm saving the money that I'm earning and making sure that, service needs are met, personal needs, the money is there, but the business needs, first and foremost, are being taken care of, and I'm not just pissing my money away helter-skelter because I got a lot of money coming in and I want to go buy a bunch of stuff. Now, that's not to say I'm not buying things I don't need, because I am. I'll talk more about that in a later video. But these are things, this is the lesson that every trucker has to learn. You have to control your money, not just manage it. Your money must be controlled so that you can maintain your business safety and your personal financial safety, your business financial safety, more accurately, and your personal financial safety when the market fluctuates. Because if you are an owner-operator working spot market, or working with a dispatcher or broker, or whatever the case may be, you may have to take that $4,000 load that makes you drive 2,000 miles because that's the best option on the market. That is a real possibility depending on where the freight market goes. Is it likely? No, but it is a possibility. So you have to make sure you're able to control your money, save your money, and also, you might as well, manage your money to ensure your business is going to stay healthy financially and that you will stay healthy financially. So I hope that helps some guys. Hope that gets you thinking about it more intensely. And with that being said, stay safe, and I'll see you down the road.